Vamos, viejo.
Estamos de CT, dale. Hay que sacar todas las rondas de CT.
And I guess the worst part of it all
Ancient
is
es el mapa
besides the
más CT de
showdown,
todo
they
el
were
juego.
actually looking really good there for a moment.
No.
But here we are into the match already.
Son media bala de GT, arranca el 4 vs 5. Luken queda
both
vendido, le pone media bala a Luka. ¡Oh! Sí, Maxi que lo cubre. Es un 3 por 1, se va a plantar Shox en B, está solapa. Nitro que lo va a cubrir. Es el 4 para 2. Shox que se empieza a meter en Catwalk. Maxi marcándolo. Shox que va a avanzar. Maxi que seguramente lo agarre de cote. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! 3 vs 2. Tranquilos, tranquilos. Está cantado. Bien, tradeado David. Shox que muere, queda todo en manos de Nitro. El defuse en manos de David.
It's a 10-second defuse, so Nitro pulled forward. Oh, he doesn't get anything more than that one.
Es nuestra pistol, señores.
To make the retake happen.
¿Cómo que F5?
You know, it's a good retake. I don't know how much they prepared for Ancient.
Lindo pistol, viejo, entramos prendidos, viejo, entramos prendidos. Luken al choto, papá, vamos.
No,
amasó Luka.
I misread this. They have played it. They have a
¿Cómo?
50% win rate. Still a bit better
Esa fue la cal de Luken. No como, ganamos el pistol. No sé cómo, pero ganamos el pistol. Bien, primer pistol del Major, ¿no?
In my memory, we just didn't watch any 9Z lick.
¿Ya ganamos pistol?
Yeah.
Ah, sí, a mi BR sí ganamos pistol. A ese no le
Not
ganamos
in my
pistol.
memory, so okay. The buy comes
Te pula
right
Doti,
back in.
ya me rompí el dedo, amigo, se me ha hinchado de vuelta.
And as per,
Necesito ponerme un palo o algo para dejar de mover el dedo,
incredibly
amigo.
strong for the T side.
Bien, David lo vio. ¡Sí! ¡El choto, David! No, pero ¿para qué se abre así? Sí, ya estaba. Ya estaba, no había necesidad.
Good flash, still pops the T's of Liquid.
Bien, Luken. Feliz que tradea. Luken con la doble. Luken con la triple, señores. ¡Vamos que vamos! ¡Dale, viejo! ¡Rabbit! Vamos, carajo. Vamos, Martín. Dale, viejo. Ponga huevo. ¡Que ganamos! Dale, nueve. Dale, nueve.
He was the dude who just put himself on the pedestal to get 9Z here.
Como dice, no soy de Furia porque nací en Argentina. No soy de River porque nunca fui gallina. No soy de Leviatán porque... Media bala se comió David.
Oh man.
We got a deep onto David. Flub smoke in mid, luckily gets replaced by DGT, who stands out as the open. Perfect timing on the
DGT
spray
in the
there.
corner.
Not to mention a chance to fall back into cover and be covered by Max.
C4
I'm
dropeada,
surprised they didn't actually
Nitro que
follow
no
up with
sabe
that
qué hacer,
1D from
Nitro
Shox.
que se
It
hace
could have
caca
looked
en
like a
los
bait, like there were
pantalones.
more A players behind it, but ultimately they still had a plan to go through with mid. Flash came through, but there were, 9Z were fully well prepared up in mid for that as well.
Dale, 3-0, dale.
Nothing to go off, and
¿Qué cosa? ¿Para cargarlo?
I will come right back in, and we'll see what Liquid have to offer with this one. Of course, they can still take it anywhere. Did we have odds for this game?
¡Está la ronda bonus, vamos!
Yeah, I can check. I can double check.
Ponga huevo,
what the
que
bookmakers
ganamos.
say about this matchup.
Vamos, viejo, vamos. Confíen. Confíen, hijos de puta, confíen, viejo, dale.
A wild world of Liquid. I mean, actually, it's 3-0. I can't get too crazy, but just the fact that, we're casting a 0-2 match and I
Todos
see
a
Liquid
Twitter.
at the top of the screen is
Vamos 9Z. Las buenas
process.
energías hacen la diferencia. Todos en Twitter. Hashtag Go9Z. Todos. Quiero trending topic. Quiero a todos apoyando el equipo, boludo. Que todo el mundo se entere que estamos jugando hoy, viejo.
They heard the boost. I think.
Confíen, boludo. La puta madre. Confíen,
This is
viejo.
kind of
Dale.
silly, but like once you jump up on someone's head, the person on
Todos.
the
Ya
bottom
tuitear.
needs to just
Ya.
let go of crouch.
Hashtag Go9Z.
And
Todos.
then the person can jump whenever they want. Instead of just holding crouch like that.
Tenemos todo el mapa.
With that hurt, it's not going to net them anything here. And the smoke is nice and prim, covers everything. I think slower rounds are the move on this map for the most part for T-side. Try to work your map control. Of course, there's a lot of penduluming between A and B through spawn as you wait around because mid isn't just given to you. And it's kind of hard to take anything else without committing a lot, but they'll finally get out to B after the smokes. dissipate.
There's just so much time burned off. Oh, missed jump
Ay,
from
no
Luca.
le
I
saltó
think it was
a
a space
Luke
bar.
en la rueda.
I don't think so, Mo. Might have been the scroll wheel.
Bueno, estaba bien, estaba bien.
David, he's going to instead have to hold everything here on the A site. Gets 1.5 frags worth of damage, and suddenly we've got Liquid with a very comfortable round, dude. The fact that 9Z were able to take so much map control and bleed off so much time, Liquid only coming out of those long doors with like 35 seconds left on the clock.
Bien,
It's that squeeze, right? That final squeeze that Liquid puncture through with, and I'm sure Lucan replays that one in his head 100 times. But the jump most certainly screwed over any chance he had at cutting off that A play. And if he gets that kill, they've got to deal with him in those corners. He slows it all down. His teammate then has a better chance at actually locking it in. He knows what happens.
No, 100%.
Missed chance.
Yeah, that was definitely a missed chance. Now it is kind of crazy to me that they are pushing with the rifle through A like a number of times. And they did this on the anti-eco, and I'll say a number, but 2 times the anti-eco in this round right here, and that is. One of the most promising places you could find a CT to try to frag him if you're on T-side.
Ya te cogimos el año pasado en Serbia,
You've got tons of angles that are CT favored, and you could sit out basically anywhere within the site and have a nice position like we saw from David on that last rifle round versus the attack on A, and easily mow down to fall back through Temple, have a number of ways to route back into assisting your teammates. But pushing, is one of the most risky ones. Of course, it would free up rotations, and not all teams are going to test A on the T side, so it can be an opportunity. But we can see when it's risky as well.
They get out of there.
Oh, they try to sneak in back into pocket.
Nice little, utility war going on in middle so far, but it does feel like Liquid have been kind of stunned by these smokes multiple rounds. They've got the tools to try and break through on their own accord, but boosts on boosts, different parts of the map trying to get over these smokes, and so far hasn't really been an opening for Liquid.
Yeah, but what they do know is that they retested the pocket, so, if 9Z go back there 3 times, and that might be a play that works, but for now, Liquid... They kind of feel like they've won mid and they can go ahead and take it over. They're making pretty good pace here as well. I would say I like the setup
Bien Maxi, so far bien Maxi.
T side, but then Max gets the 2K unanswered.
Max.
Leash is coming.
Oh.
He joins them by jumping up through mid, and that's substantial damage.
Oh, he could just die.
Looks like Max will get away from the frag. Throws a flash in on his own, and that one just fully blinds a Liege. So Liquid stunned for a second on the cusp of this B site. They keep holding off on their angles, but just the right amount of utility to get past these lines of sight. And DGT trying to squeeze up close on smoke, but the bomb is still planted. And now Liquid can just lean back on these AK-47s.
They need a little bit more, though.
So close.
No puede ser,
These
amigo.
shots just whizzing by OC. Naf gets taken down to half health. OC regains vision, and sure enough, impact. A Legion side of the cave.
Vamos!
And that's it.
No spoilees,
We've got
filo da
another
puta.
retake on this B side.
Vamos, viejo. Juega con Rubet, viejo. Dale. Juega con Rubet, papá. Juega con Rubet. Vamos. Vos juegas con Rubet. Yo juego con Rubet, viejo. Vamos.
Yeah, bomb plan's big. They were in a better position, but Max did a good job of holding, getting some damage, and falling back. And even though he got hurt by a Liege, he also got out of there, revealed OC's position, even though he went down to that trade. And 9Z kept numbers that entire time. So, planted the bomb 3v3 on B site. It feels good for the money, but it definitely doesn't feel like you've already won the round. I think that's what's key. But pushing into CT is what's really hard to do. And that's why we see the Astralis execs on the B site, where they smoke deep and take really ambitious control. All the way to the back lanes.
Pero no delay. Pushando una.
Fast one this time. Liquid just looking to nos their way through this site. And yeah, sure enough, Rocks will be found out in the corner. Max getting the better of Shocks inside this, but that's 2 weapons now given and no bomb.
They dropped it.
Oh, good catch. David able to get eyes on it. You mentioned it when this pregame happened, dude. There was a round of on Inferno, same situation. Obviously this time.
Oh,
see if it gets recovered.
They just got chased because they both ran. And, yeah.
More chip damage. Naf's still alive, though. He's trying to chase the kills. They still haven't even solved the bomb problem.
Machoto, viejo, dale!
No sir.
Vamos, juega con Rube, dale!
9Z, 5-1 start.
Yeah, as soon as they ran out of the site, it was
¿Dónde carga nafta vos? ¿Dónde carga nafta? ¡Eche la concha de tu madre!
Just got followed.
Los yacimientos petrolíferos federales me chupan la pija, boludo. Porque están regulados por el Estado.
Basically just try again.
Perdón.
Default and see if they can get back some space slowly. Probably not going to rush a lot on the full rifles. Not that you shouldn't ever.
¿Qué tarjeta uso acá? ¿Qué tarjeta uso? Ahí tenés.
On mid. It looks like maybe fast mid control at least.
We're trying another quick one.
Bui versus Bui, dale. David la primera, bien.
David finds that lineup. Shock's poor guy gets splattered before he even sees a thing. DGT away from Donut. Looks to shave shots through smoke, and Nitro with a leash have managed to get up close. Naf is going to be this threat inside A.
Está bien, ese pick, está bien.
I love this DGT.
¡Tan confiante, viejo! Dale.
He's going to come right back at it.
4v2.
Meanwhile, Lucan is still seeing nothing over on A main, but OC, maybe he can pick up this problem within mid. 4 versus 2.
Yeah, Lucas found a very comfortable angle. I would love to see how this works out in case of a wide swing. He's just preparing for the close position here, and now that'll draw some Lucan attention. No. That's enough, actually, to open the site up. This is a bomb plan. That could be the difference between a win and a lost round. Oh. However, Naf tries to shoot the op off. No shot connects. Will transpose into Temple. OC walking up into Donut, and his back is exposed for a moment.
But Max is so far away. And Naf feels that Rox is getting ever closer. They just won this 2 versus 4. Unless Max can miraculously make this happen, but I mean, he's got 2 enemies to find deep inside of Donut. Yeah, he can swap to the weapon, but he still has a little element of surprise, and now that AK-47 just seems like too much to save. Team Liquid, 2 versus 4.
Yeah.
Because Lucan, once he lost that support player in Temple,
he got scared.
And he had nowhere to run, dude. With an op between Donut exit and A main.
Vamos.
Yes, and that's a position where it was like, it looks brave. It looks, you know, he's playing a very close angle, and he probably has a nice shot, especially if the guy is far away, or he's almost certainly not going to miss that. But the problem was, he was very vulnerable without any Donut control whatsoever. And if he had played in the Temple and held that same angle like David did in that previous round, then he could have taken also a pretty favorable fight and also fought Donut or been less scared about anyone coming out Donut behind him. So it comes down to timing, but it's really well played in terms of the lurk and the leverage that OC got to allow Nafly out to kill Lucan in that mid-round situation.
A notable 2v4, man. When we know how difficult these T-Habs can be on Ancient, you get that one nice and early, only 7 rounds deep. CT Economy now entirely on the line.
Oh yeah, it's looking rough. Okay, the deep push. This is a good idea, of course. I think very strong. Another strong spot for Lucan.
Oh, Rox.
Whoa, he's falling back off.
He's got this. He knows that a player would have boosted. He's got the cover behind him, but the Opera actually falls away. Lucan gives Nitro a chance to get the better of Rox. No trade.
That was awesome. They had 2 flashes in place once the first peek came out, so even though Lucan came back to his post and they were worried about trading it out, they blinded the up-coast player, they isolated him, and Lucan, even if he stayed on the angle, would have been blind off that flash as well.
Meanwhile, deep A control from David. Gets the spot he wants and falls away from it. Elige curiously working his way into top middle. He's got 2 counter-terrorists making sound on this rotate. A ton of noise.
Wait, but they know that the B guy pushed, yeah. So Max goes down. Site gets cracked, and Elige is here taking fights. He knows how many crossed.
Dude, 9Z just, they gave away any element of surprise when it came to that movement. Like, they just fully assumed there was nobody inside of middle.
Yeah, it's a great mistake. You know, you have to wait for timings inside of snipers all the way down to 10 seconds. Even after the bomb has been planted, people can come out into the and be the last player to end up winning the round. So, yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, it comes down to basically the fact that 2 people run, first of all, when there was actually no immediate threat. They even had just DGT re-smoked deep A and then pushed in to clear it out, and they still did that. So there must have been a bad comm there, because I don't think Liquid really worked hard enough to pull some kind of crazy rotation like that.
Poor Lucan as well. Not long for this one. Yeah, Shox finds the back. Didn't think there was a second. So Team Liquid not only getting 2 consecutive, not only using Elige as a perfect kind of punch to the gut in mid, but they completely sweep away any of the saved weapons from 9Z. And that's a tough one to swallow. You know as well that comes off of the back of that 2 versus 4. You win that 4v2 if you're 9Z, you've got another couple rounds on the board, but now it's
Yeah, that was all their money. So I mean, like when you're on T side, you spend half the round rotating through spawn. It's time for revenge later in the round when you get up to the snipers, and it's the CTs who now have that rotate. That's really unfun to pull off, trying to figure out whether it's going to end A or B site, and this is an enormous opportunity for Team Liquid, where 9Z are dead broke. They've got a Deagle, single flash here on Max to work with, and one upgraded US. And Liquid very clearly know that it's Mantico. We've seen DP smokes and control every single round here from 9Z.
Bolas. Bueno, estaqueamos A, estos tienen intención de ir B, por lo visto están buscando info. Es una eco igual esto.
Now Liquid actually can kind of take a breath. I mean, they've...
No, es que se me ripea, boludo. Por eso me quedo atrás, boludo. ¿Por qué ripea esto, boludo?
Is insane. Plus...
Pase de 4 y se vaya.
The most passive round of CS we've seen. It's a really big breath for Liquid.
When we watched Astralis play recently, you saw a team that not only has gotten a lot better and had to deal with losing so much in the past few months and figuring things out, that you can now pick them over some of their competition, right?
Yes.
But when we saw them play, I think it was versus IHC on Nuke, you saw they were willing to take it to the next level and like start pushing in situations where they already have an advantage and say, okay, we know we're better than you. Yes, we wouldn't always do this if a team was better than us, but now not only are we playing good CS where we know we'll win, we'll also play with some confidence and really lay it on thick. And I think Liquid are capable of that same thing, but they don't have that same confidence. They don't have the wins right now. They've had too many bad losses, so I can see why they are going to play it a little slower in rounds that are just 100% guaranteed. They need to earn back that confidence because it doesn't come from nowhere, and they've seen themselves lose in much worse situations. So penny pinch, you know, they've got every single dollar they can save could matter, especially considering, again, what type of rounds we know they're prone to lose.
This is a good one for them, though. Make some money off of the MAC-10. Keep the numbers nice and strong, and close that gap to the 5-4. So Liquid, we see the op on OC, and he is posted towards middle immediately. BGT, top fragger for the side of 9Z, looks to come hunting close. Tons of boosts going on from Liquid, always trying to pry over top of these smokes, and this one works out wonderfully. Elige, headshot for the man advantage early. Naf, missed flash, 2 counter-terrorists on the other end of this, and he has the less of the weapons for Liquid. Be careful, my friend. 9Z foregoing some of that forward A main control that we'd seen from them a couple of rounds. No early warning system in place on that side of the map, right? They go from scrambling over too quickly with deep vision to now staying stagnant on the B site with no info. And that no information setup is going to give Liquid an easy exit by the looks of things. I mean, David's the only guy close, and he's being drawn back towards top mid.
Well, yeah, they've actually made it out towards A. And yeah, that's why I was really curious about those early A main pushes, because you're not going to do that every round. And you've already used them twice and got punished now in the early portion of the first half. So no surprise to me that Liquid find this. They start to exploit it. So I think really smart call here from Liquid to do what they just did. And it's after their first kill in mid. Now, the other thing is we could see from where our CT died inside of middle that Liquid have been boosting inside of the smoke and elbow. And normally you walk into the corner of the smoke and you boost on that side and look at the boost. And that was a little bit safer. But 9Z have been floating in middle 20, 30 seconds into the round. So I think Liquid have been specifically trying to punish them for doing that. And this time, of course, it pays off.
Now for the chance to kill Rox here. Yeah, dude, Rox, poor guy's just getting mincemeated. They're all hanging on, and they're all hiding in corners. Naf will kill Rox, and then Max gets the better of Nitro. So 2 deaths at the very end of that one, and Liquid tie this game 5 rounds apiece. I do feel like I'm starting to see, like, you know, I think back to that, like, quick rotate past the Liege where two players go sprinting over, sometimes you watch a team who doesn't play too much vertigo, and you see them give away audio cues when they're not supposed to, or like, you know, it's those little detailed moments where it's audio advantage is offered, and Ancient can be a map like that. Right now, DGT, screw the sound. He's going to put on the pain. Finds Naf trying to charge through mid-smokes.
Yeah, that's that config play off the spawn that he had. Try to get fast into Donut, or maybe just get past it.
Of Config and Astralis, we think of like, those are one of those teams I feel like that just walk everywhere across Ancient all the time, and they have a sick T-side. And right now, Liquid are kind of hitting me with that.
Bien.
Creeping and crawling, while 9Z maybe a little bit more frantic and frazzled, but 5 versus 3 is a good look for them.
Yeah.
Bueno, necesitamos el primer choque de David.
And again, no close A main, but at least you've got David within this bomb site. Close.
David, sí o sí. No. No puede ser, amigo, que ande tan mal.
On a previous round.
Bien, le erró. Está cantado.
Lucy's shot's going to miss. The second one hits, but he does still dodge that Molotov. OC looking to block off Donut support, and sure enough, DGT taken out. OC,
so good.
What? The drive-by USP, okay. Oh! And then right back into the op. Rox maybe jumping the gun as he tries to chase down the NA Opper. Max is the next in line, and OC up close with this one. Here's the A1S shoot, and he just needs to time this. He just needs to time that peak. Max playing with the corner. Oh, OC. Dude, back and forth, but not able to hang on. Nitro and Elige 2v3. The attack from the back of Donut. Nitro, his teammates currently smoked off, but Max is able to find that fight within it. Bomb beyond the halfway point. And Nitro's just trying to lock in the side of Temple. Goes for the peak, takes it to Lucan, gets the better of him. And now as he sits on 50 health, he's being chased down by Max, who will kill him, but does he have the time?
Oh, he does, I think, yeah. With the kid, he'll lock it in. And they win the round. That one comes so close. So close. Probably shouldn't have been that close after they killed OC. They actually had a good position to win that retake, but Nitro nearly pulled off the 1v3, or 1v2.
Nitro doing such a good job of just separating those fights around the front of Temple. Props to Elige as well, kind of removed from OC. You know how like how frantic OC was for a second, being so surrounded. If Elige is there, he's got a set of eyes to help. But
that was a 3-on-5.
Yeah,
they got into that between Nitro, Elige, and OC.
Very good effort from Liquid. And coming that close, knowing you've already won the 2v4s and you have 5 T rounds, Ancient. This half not done yet for Liquid. Full buy, better buy.
Liquid know they have free mid attack again within 20 seconds, and this is actually a huge trap for 9Z that they have not put too much pressure down here. And right now the rotations already look a little bit worrisome. I like that we're still keeping kind of contact at the bottom of B, but once this is spotted, there isn't actually that much more in place, and now so much map control is handed over to the Ts.
That was close.
David pushed again. But yeah, this is a situation where actually David wants that fight because there's not a huge amount of incentive for that A attack to come down.
Good damage. Oh, Rox taken to 18, but bullets go both ways. DGT takes the headshot.
Control, and there's an MP9 flanking, which is it's pretty cool, but there's not really a way for the CTs to defend.
They do throw a smoke down on a ramp. Oh, but David, oh my God, OC wins it with the Tech 9. 25 seconds, Liquid can't go elsewhere, so they do still push in the 4 versus 3. Smokes on both sides of this site. And now suddenly 9Z, they just want to tick it out of there. And we've got Shocks coming to hunt them through top mid. That flank could have been massive, but OC misses the op shot, swaps to the Tech 9, and deals with it.
Oh, and even with that kill, it would have been kind of hard, but look at Shocks. He could actually knock out all the remaining money from the CT side.
All of it. Lucan dead to the hands of Naf. Liquid tie again, 6 rounds each.
Okay, so what's really important here is, again, 9Z, they've tried to float inside of middle, but they don't really have a lot going on in terms of putting tons of pressure on Liquid, who wants to go for this delayed mid control. And Liquid are recognizing that. They're consistently attacking it over and over again. Not only that, but after that goes down and a lot of the early grenades come out from 9Z towards the bottom of B steps around Banana and outside Cave, they spot, they fall back, but they don't hold on to it, and they aren't getting the kills there in any of these positions. So I think Liquid kind of have figured this out at this point. They continue to do what they're doing, and also 9Z pretty broke now.
Definitely a layer of desperation here in round 13. I feel like Elise just heard Max. It's not one, not two, but 3 pistols stacked up inside a cave. Ooh. Down goes Rocks. That's top mid.
Leave it to Shocks to sniff out an empty site. He's got an opportunity to tell Liquid about. And now they're going to be incredibly nervous about where the rest of the CTs are, but we'll realize soon that it is in fact cave.
Nitro, knowing this is probably the beehive. Rips off one end, and Elige is good for the other 2. Lucan, the only player from 9Z, able to get much impact here versus Liquid, as they will take a lead. 7-6 on this T side. Clearly looking like the better team tonight.
Yeah, again, DP control is one thing. They have the opportunity, though, once you get your deep smoke down, carpet mollies outside banana, to have your operator close rifler push down more aggressively for those kills. Deny that side of the map, and it seems like 9Z are actually more comfortable pushing on A, which is atypical when you look at the way that most CT teams are approaching the map right now. So for whatever reason, they've been going for action on that side, but I think that's where Liquid are going to be quite happy to fight if they keep seeing that go down. So another attack pause will be called, and I think an op would make a big difference in this situation for 9Z, but I don't think they'll be able to afford it. They could have gone a glass cannon on Lucan, but instead he'll pick up a rifle. That is where he's more comfortable anyways. So,
and it has been a little while for 9Z now.
I think 9Z are hoping, I mean, they're not even doing a great job of catching lurkers coming through mid as well.
No,
so
this slow play is it's just working out wonderfully for Liquid. Even last round, right? Shocks going to the top of B site. It's just...
Yeah, basically what we've seen is if we had an op passive inside a temple watching the A push, one player in donut spotting the cross into snipers, Liquid would almost always end B with the amount of space that they take. And if they had an overstacked B site, then 9Z would probably have a lot more success.
Lee's got a gap here to play with. More utility on him. They're trying to pressure it, trying to deny it.
It's good.
It's enough to turn him back.
Yeah, I think they figured it out now. It's obviously a little late in the half, but this is the right idea.
Right off the attack pause. TGT duel versus NAF could have been his, but instead it's Rocks v Shocks. And the B ramp held here from 9Z. Max going to shy away from this. Doesn't want to give away that 5v4. And Max will kill Nitro in the end. Nice little creepy crawl here from Rocks. Rocks! That's his 2nd and 3rd. While Naf tries to burn it out of the corner, he is already gone. Big play from Rocks. Round winning. Now this crawl from behind. David doesn't want to get second. Vamos. You'll win.
Yeah, that was a super solid round off attack pause and a situation where you could see 9Z are learning. They dealt with a lot of the problems that they had coming into this round. They were very adamant about stopping the mid pressure and actually countered every single piece of utility that came out in response to theirs. So in those first 30-40 seconds, they made a compelling case for why they need mid and why Liquid should not go there. So that forced Shocks to feel like, all right, it's time to squeeze for space in another part of the map. But they were watching the lurk in the B as well, and so they cut off Liquid. And this would be a really great way to end the half after we've seen 9Z learn from some of their problems. What'll happen now? Lucan, oh no, he'll miss his second shot. He was the only player here on the site, and he played that close angle again.
Yeah, this time at least 1 kill, but sure enough, this flood from Team Liquid just gets beyond anybody else. And David, well, killing Nitro, stopping bomb plant, that's something to work with.
Oh, that's actually huge. I mean, they don't have smokes to put this bomb down again, right?
Oh, nope. And OC also taken down from that one. Didn't quite see it. Here comes Naf, looking for more, but just a single kill. Already this deep tempo push is being watched. The Legi's position assumed by what's remaining of 9Z.
A ver qué hace el pelón de Lish. Mira, no puede, está cantado. Está cantado en altar, y se come media bala de rock, señores. Ahí tenés, por pelado. Vos también te estás quedando pelado, vos también te estás quedando pelado. Vos también te estás quedando pelado, Gil.
2 versus 4 open the door for Liquid, and they make the most of it. All in all, just meticulous.
Voy, flaco, voy. Sí, no sé qué le pasa al internet acá, boludos.
We can see a couple situations where it definitely doesn't look too great, but he's got some great teammates behind him as well, fast rotations. That helped him at least numerically take the lead. Overall, solid half from Liquid. They got to feel comfortable in this spot. Probably not happy to go down 0-5, but 7 rounds on T side is enormous by anyone's metrics, in my opinion. So now the pressure really is on 9Z to show us if there are going to be a two-way team on this map and win 8 on T side themselves.
Ooh, Shocks keeps it clean versus Lucan. Then they just go jumping past the Liege. He's going to die empty-handed. And what's their choice? Head towards B. OC under pressure here, can't take anybody down, and he himself has 8 HP, so they can chase it, but it's just creating this awkward kind of floodgate of fights within top mid.
No, se me cayó de vuelta, amigo. ¿Cómo puede ser, amigo? ¿Cómo puede ser que se nos caiga cada rato, por favor?
It's away from the door push. That's that A play that goes all the way around. Rox is planting. This is weird. And everybody from Liquid has more health from anybody on 9Z. Chance to breathe here in the post plant. Shocks is going to execute Max from the back.
Some of that damage might pay off now. Rox and David are both low as there's half the battle.
Rox slips into the closer of corners. Oh, nice first half, but there's Nitro, quick trade, and there's Liquid. Quick tie.
No one can buy a kill.
Damn, bro. And all that while, right, I feel like that's what really enables those CTs to go for that long flank all the way around those double doors.
Yeah, bought time for sure. Interesting idea for Liquid to go for the 3-player push out towards A. And I wonder if they were just following the frags or if the plan was from the beginning to split mid through towards the B site. But that would have been an interesting pistol to watch unfold if a 9Z were the victors of it. But instead, Liquid tie up. And 9Z, surprisingly, will actually not buy. They're going to wait for a better situation. I think I would buy in this spot like 10 times out of 10. A bomb plant into the second round after losing on T-side pistol because the CT's guns are, rarely going to be this bad. And the utility is rarely going to be this low. There is support here from Elysian, of course. He's not ready to peek until someone is spotted from cave.
Oh, clean Famas kill from OC. Man down. Still a couple flashbangs to play with. There's a little life in this one, but Shocks just walking around, man. He's been doing a good job, I think, of that, either at the front of the pack or even in his mid-rounds, and that pistol as well. He saw him execute somebody down in the base of mid. Shocks is doing his own thing, and it works out. Snap's going to get the 2 kills to close this. Will the A1S be retrieved? No. It's left in the dirt as Liquid hope to do the same to 9Z. 1-round lead, though. Nothing massive.
Yeah. One of their blow-up games was that Shocks showdown match on Ancients, where he just struggled so much on CT side to be comfortable playing inside of cave. It was where, of course, it was an online match and he had to fly to NA within like 1 day. So, the headspace wasn't there. They all weren't in person. I wouldn't expect that to be the same case today, but it'll be huge for Shocks, I guess, to play well against an elimination match in the same spot.
Yeah, prove that worth. Here it comes, quick one. Donut already smoked off. OC's just going to run right in with that flash support, but DGT with the headshot, and Nitro denies the bomb plant. That's going to cost them more utility, and Nitro now busy. David gets the best of Nat. Liege, quick trade. Locks in the temple control at the very least, and Nitro started to throw that volley down. Oh, DGT wins a fight with only 5 points of health.
Wasn't even a headshot.
Oh,
but that was...
Mad Max
into the drop of Shocks. Last man's Nitro. They know where
Choto, vamos, viejo, dale.
deal with that.
¿Con quién jugás, hijo de puta? ¿Con quién jugás? ¿Vos con quién jugás, hijo de puta?
A couple of weird flubs there. OC used so many bullets and then just got hit in the head after a flash expired when he was trying to clear the A side. A totally valid peek by him, but he just didn't have the aim to finish the frag.
¿Sabes de qué es la S? Descripteado.
Yeah,
Esa
Shocks went down.
página
He
está
almost timed his
scripteada.
push perfectly. Just a second earlier than the guy coming out mid, even though he waited for so long. But his teammates were just dying over in the A site.
No hay que perder armas en esta ronda. No hay que perder armas.
That is a huge round for 9Z to be able to pick up, and the money's already bad for Liquid. So maybe it was a good idea for them to save up for that.
DGT dunks on a
Dame una
lead in the cutout.
D, dame una G, G, dame una T, T, DGT.
5-7, P250, that's it.
No la pongo más, chicos.
Utility, impactful so far dealing with this anti-eco. Nitro pressed close, and his support smoked off. As Rock serves up a distraction, the tunnel players come outwards, and it is an open B bomb site and a clearing of the counter-terrorists. 5 alive for 9Z. You said it, dude, it had to be a two-sided team. T-side, so far, so good.
Vamos, viejo, vamos, viejo, vamos.
Really good recovery really early on in the
Recién
half.
arrancó el partido, dale. ¡Están cagados!
From 9Z before Liquid get
Re que
tilted
pedimos
off
dos
into
pausas
oblivion,
nosotros ya.
But they'll jump if you give them a chance.
We're never far.
Yeah.
We're never far.
No, no, ¿cómo se puede caer el internet del hotel del Major, amigo? ¿Cómo puede ser?
Another good opportunity here for Liquid as they put it together. We're just a few nades short of an entirely healthy buy, but still decent enough.
Sí, sí, di cringe, ya sé que di cringe. Pero bueno, chicos, lo que hay.
Liquid looking for 10. And I think this is where we'll see either more standard round. I mean, it'll be 90 to determine the pace if they want to go faster. But bomb splits off from the pack, so you know this one might take a second. I like the idea from 9Z to play it slow, feel out their opponents. I think their T-sides have been honestly spectacular, even if they haven't been winning a lot of their games. You could argue the calling hasn't been the problem, necessarily. OC is on and op. And this is that more standard kind of brokey way of playing the A site. He has to split his attention between the boost and A, but as long as he has donut, he has this angle open. And there is no pressure on mid from 9Z to take him off this spot.
Tenemos flashes para abrirnos.
Should be able to lock it in.
Tenemos flashes para abrirnos. Oh,
but he misses the first one. Elysial kill Max in the meanwhile, and OC is pushed all the way from this. Nitro waiting.
Oh
my god.
Oh, DGT's gonna get the... No, not even. Oh, nice double. Nitro stops the bomb in what felt like that final second. They really did not seem to, expect that threat from Donut whatsoever.
Yeah, they should have, because they didn't go to mid, they didn't clear out Donut, and they saw one A player.
And so, Nitro's played close up to that exit already.
Right. So that the thing was, they could have pulled off that exact same explode with smokes that came out afterwards and got the bomb down from there, but that did look a little bit desperate to try to win the round. Now, we saw them win in a fashion like that recently, so maybe they wanted to give it a shot, and of course, OC not getting a kill could scare Liquid, and they pushed him back out of Temple, so there was at least that. They could all go for cover, and there are plenty of good post-plant positions to play.
Back and forth affair. Push out from the caves. Naf making a bit of sound here, and Lucan patient as ever. 2 players close left. Shocks could just lock into this position till the end of time if he wants to.
Yeah. So see, I mean, they go for that kind of lap around B, but they leave one person here. Shocks can be a lurker at the end of the round, and he can also fight early, but at the very minimum, he'll get information. There is a timing on side of middle, but of course Liquid are aware of it entirely. And Shox gets his kill outside of B.
No, it's all about this crossfire from the counter-terrorists. Cool smoke that goes over and blocks off the back of the B site, but not clearing corners will cost you. Lethal 2K from Naf shuts down the second prong of this assault onto the A site. Now it's a 2 versus 5, and it screams of desperation. David losing his bomb carrier, losing his chance at this round, but at least taking someone with him. Can he body bag another? No. We got a Liege with that off angle deep in Temple, and that is just Shox finding his nice easy kill outside of the B site. And Naf, dude.
Ahí falta
he had a teammate to draw him into that spawn, served up a distraction so he could serve the 2K.
Yeah, they gave him no resistance in mid, so they said, hey, come on and go for this push, and then they had something ready to stop it. But the best part of all is you wouldn't want to dedicate 2 players to watching timing for the whole round. Took the edge off was the fact that Shox got his kill outside B. Not only getting that kill, but also maintaining that there's still nobody else there and no one refrags him. So very standard and very easy round from Liquid, and I think that's something that brings the mood up. I feel like they're back in the power position. Yeah, they're only 1 round ahead. But I think mentally, I think they'll, they have every right to feel good about that, especially with how the past 2 have gone.
Shox could be susceptible if all these players start pushing out. He doesn't really have support here. Gonna throw Max to the front. Shox. Oh, locked in 1. And that quick second into Max just destroys any chance. Dude, what false sense of security they have as they come around that corner. Oh, Shox isn't on ledge?
He just barely got him.
Dude, he's just squeezing, sucking in the stomach, man.
Yeah.
Nicely played by Shox. Felt as though he had an opening, felt as though they were coming. That 6th sense from Shox was tingling. And Naf cleans up shop to close that one. Liquid now a 2-round lead as 9Z come back with guns.
But I definitely like Shox seeing playing more middle of the map position on CT side and playing by himself whenever possible. He, of course, can trust himself.
This is fast, bro.
Oh, look at the pressure on mid from the CT side. The Ts are out here, and DGC has got some vision, but there isn't a clamp down outside B just yet. I mean, these nades are still fresh.
OC made it over the boxes.
Wow, I like this setup a lot, actually.
With Shox watching his back?
Yeah, it looks scary. That gun might be sticking out, but I don't think they saw it. Nosie's still alive, and they didn't approach mid as well. Yeah, Liquid are getting them to do exactly what they want.
You know, on top of that, we get this push down from Naf. So the moment OC makes next contact, Shox is going to serve up another, quick distraction, and Naf looking to be the killer of whatever is left. OC drop shot, Naf primes his peak, 2 for him, and that is wonderful from Team Liquid.
Wow.
Like you said, man, that's exactly what they want.
Yeah, that was a really cool setup. I like that. I think that's Ancient at its best for a map that's really rough around the edges, but there are so many cool dynamic CT setups where people can all appear to be out in the open, but can work in perfect combination, actually have tons of cover, whether you realize it or not. Like, even if that rifle was spotted in the corner, all that would do is lure you into a false sense of confidence that you could walk up and kill that player. In fact, it's being watched. There's a way out in mid for the Opper, or through cave as well, and 9Z are mad. They're going to come out through mid to try to answer back fast, but they're getting shut down. It's a wall put up from Liquid. Max and Lucan are left alive, and yeah, we're already in the final moments of the game now.
9Z showing us a little life at the start of this T side. Weapons worked well for them with that A hit, but ever since then, just Liquid leaning into it. Naf, great performance, 22 kills so far. And he's been a part of almost all the plays. Coming off of that shelf to clean up the anti-ecos. That last ramp push was a beauty of a 3K. And here he is yet again, just racking up the easy ones. And even this is being covered, right? That's such nice tethering from Team Liquid's players, even in the rounds that are supposed to go their way.
I think there's a lot to be learned about 9Z.
2 to the win.
Watching Liquid play right on the CT side. Based on what I talked about in that first half, the early portion of the round look almost identical from what Liquid and 9Z are doing. The difference is that Liquid use that map control to escort someone into a position to be used later on. Usually that's been Shocked, but they even had that 3-man setup outside outside B. And then the setups you use is what defines you as a team. Your early grenades, everybody copies from each other. But Liquid are kind of doing both things right now, and it's working out very well.
Liege with the decoy into the smoke play. Oh, and he just owns him.
That crosshair placement. No, I can't believe he survives that. The crosshair placement was really good, though.
So good. He knew what he wanted, and he got it. Nicely done by Alish here. CT's press close. Drop bomb. OC landing a critical op shot in a crucial round. DGT waits for that push, but instead catches the player just outside of Temple, and that Shock's back with a quarter HP as Nitro continues this onslaught. This consistency in re-aggressions from different angles to keep 9Z just pulled apart. They can't get next to each other, and yet they'll still fight their damnedest. Into the 2v2 they go,
actually.
And DGT's got this deep corner. Now OC, he's making a ton of sound, and that's locked in, you'd think, but Naf with the great trade, 1v1, and David has redirected again to grab that bomb on B.
Yeah, but Nafly knows that the bomb was still out here and hadn't been picked up. So of course the first site could be B. At this point in the round, it could have gone anywhere. Naf is going to hear the nades coming down, and we'll have to work on the retake.
Very important clutch here for 9Z and for David. He's got the smoke and the double flash, and he goes for the deeper lanes.
But Nafly also has a smoke.
Plus a kit.
Yeah, this could be tricky for him based on the plan. David's going to wrap back around to a more standard location.
Naf already out. Oh, he saw it. He saw it on the cross, and as Naf goes to clear the back box, David shoots him in the back. Gives 9Z another little chance, and that is a 2v4 that kind of equals things out. Remember, Liquid had one in the first half as well.
So Liquid lose, they actually have so much money left over. Almost all the rounds have been dominant. So 9Z, they still have a fair few dollars to turn themselves into eco rounds. So it'll still be an uphill climb. Ostensible pressure here from the CT side, inside of middle, towards elbow.
Great nades.
Leaving Shocks inside donuts. Now not pushing down, and 9Z are beating the clock a bit better here. Getting out towards B control. It's just that Liquid have shown their teeth doing this so many times now. They can pull back a bit. They are really scouring out the elbow, aren't they? DGT up close.
I mean, making a ton of sound. OC on high alert. Nice push from Shocks as well.
Two more spotted on top of it.
Simultaneous frags out from Liquid. And a chance to just puncture into this B site. They feel like they've got to before the full squeeze comes in from Liquid. And there it is. 2 more kills. Oof. Dropped. Bomb on site. No further chance. And Team Liquid, 4 map points here on Ancient.
Wow, they lock it down. No, that's beautiful. Another round that's super good. And yeah, as soon as 9Z aren't even in middle at all, which they need to be working way harder to get Liquid back in the first portion of the round. But, you know, it's easier said than done. Definitely Liquid are playing very well right now. And they're just letting 9Z know, don't come middle, don't come middle. Even though there are, as we see, chances to get some 50-50 fights. Liquid are swinging the bat.
Ooh, and 9Z gonna try to swing it right back. Oh, the MAC-10 comes up short, and Shoxy 2 kills from the corner. Close rotations as well. Max under a world of pressure as Naf comes in with the close. Nitro, cherry on top, and Team Liquid will pick up their map pick. Done and dusted here on Ancient.
That was good. I mean, it looked super solid from Liquid. They started out 0-5. They had a really strong T side to bring it back. I mean,
it should happen here and now on Overpass. And if Dust 2 was our decider, then I would, be a little bit more hopeful.
Dice que Das 2 es el decider, no miréis.
At least for Overpass, this should be and needs to be 9Z's best showing. Without their coach.
Vamos que arranca, dale.
Primary star operas and in-game leaders coming into this run at the major and still being here.
Gracias Guido por el sub. Gracias también a Guido por regalar una fenolo. Gracias por los sub, chicos.
Yeah, Dust 2 would have been a banger over in 30, 40 rounds.
Yo solo voy a decir que pase lo que pase acá, me voy a romper el orto el doble. Y vamos a jugar 10 Major más, van a ver.
They dodged it smartly. We haven't seen Liquid
Bueno, doble
implode,
liga.
so I don't
Todos tirados para B.
have any doubts about Liquid at the moment. We saw really strong Ancients. We saw them come back into the game. We saw them take control. We saw plenty of good rounds. Lots of inspired setups.
Hay 4 pibes en Cemento y Liga, boludo. ¿Qué es esto?
Uninspired CS, which we talk about sometimes. And I think Overpass would be a good redemption for them as well. Their image overall. So...
Especially to just put that, that further gap between them.
Oh! Clapped.
Lucan, nice P250.
Linda, David. Linda, David, carajo.
And we've got OC now on doors.
Bien.
Shot to his name, but quick trade. And a
4v1, chilling. Que se cante y vamos al otro side.
Silence. Everybody was comfortable, wrapped in bed.
¿Qué hace Shox? ¿Qué hago, Shox? Y no, si está agachado mirando para el piso,
was it
boludo.
that did the flip up headshot? Okay, Max gonna clear. Oh, he doesn't clear.
Ay,
okay.
no.
Will the bomb come to B?
Thump.
Does Max in an... Okay, it's crazy that Shox does not know how far this man...
Bien. Uf. ¿Qué?
The whole time, man.
Well, something could have been
Tenemos la
magical,
pista.
but
Dale,
instead,
vamos. Uy, te pegué, perdón. Fue sin
simple
querer, boludo.
and cut down short. 9Z, take T-side pistol.
Es la emoción, boludo, es la emoción. Dale, vamos.
From Lucan.
Yeah, that was free, man. And then
Short control.
This sudden battle. Looked up at, like,
54,
Yeah.
53,
But that's not the point of the
52,
play.
Or like any time at
51,
all.
And that's not how he
50,
got
tira
that far.
F5.
Buy-in from Liquid.
Ponete la gorra para
Out on
adelante.
a Liege, MP9 for Shocks.
Si perdemos me la pongo para atrás, porque ganamos una ronda con la gorra
Nice
para atrás.
grenade to kick it off with a bit of damage here versus
gonna
Max.
retweet.
Shock's gonna push up close versus David. He's
running
done
by
it
him.
again. He's just gonna shoot him in the back of the head and
Bueno,
double
dos por
down
dos,
into
Franka.
Lucan. Not to mention, Max is still heavily tagged in this instance, so
Bien.
DGT with the response is pretty
Oh,
big.
That was a bit extra. Oh,
Bien,
a little bit
déjame,
extra.
carajo,
They
hermoso.
didn't have all the guns, but they were still worried about Monster, and Max will recover that AK and bomb. Oof. Maybe it was an opportunity just to snowball that round, but the 2 MP9 kills from Shocks were huge, money-wise.
Shock's, he must have been slimming down lately, dude. He's so thin.
He's
Nobody's
getting sneaky.
Especially bottom of Ancient as well when he tucked into the corner.
Same thing.
What you doing, Shocks?
Slim fast Shocks.
Bro, watch a Liege get 3.
I mean, he could get 1.
That's the first bit of damage. 2 players, a single shot, and they're dead. Oh, and he will get rocks at least, but nice little pack mentality there from 9Z. Everybody comes out. Everybody shoots down a Liege. And 2
La
survive
gorra
for
va para adelante,
9Z as
gracias
they take
Uri,
their second
Univea,
round.
por tu prime. Vamos,
Very
gente,
good
vamos,
recovery.
loco, pongan
Also
huevo,
money made,
boludo,
though.
dale.
From Shoxy. But there won't be an investment. Maybe you can carry that out for
Disfruten, boludo,
OC.
este momento, cada ronda, amigo. Estamos
Couple
jugando un
HEs
major.
here,
Disfruten cada
from the
ronda,
CT
boludo.
side.
Disfruten cada puta ronda, amigo.
And another MP9.
¿Cuántos
That
años, boludo, de
almost won
laburo
the
para
round
llegar a un
last time.
major,
Let's go.
boludo?
Yeah, it buys itself if you get 2 kills.
First
Ya
nade
quedan
goes
todos
to
estos
short
pibes,
tunnel.
boludo.
Bit too soon. And Max on the scout. Scouting mission. Not a scout, but it can be. The MAC-10, absolutely.
Yeah, the Mac-10ing mission. It doesn't roll off the tongue as much.
Yeah.
He's going to just stay pressed close. No rush. No stress. I mean, bomb is literally in spawn, so 9Z going to be taking their time.
Oh, they found
but
Shocks. He's got that MAC-10 again.
Backs-
MP9.
Back's turned here. Max is able to slip out. Slithers his way into a fight versus CTs, but if the short ones come back,
Son
Hold
USPs,
on.
boludo.
OC just got a
No te la
USP
puedo
kill.
creer, amigo.
The connector player's dead.
They spotted all 3 now, I think.
Oh, bro, everybody's here for Liquid. This is a round they have no business winning. And the MP9's coming
No.
downwards. Look
No,
at this
no,
swarm
mira el
from
eco que
Liquid.
perdimos,
Max is going to get 1 kill,
No.
and that is it. OC with a
Mira el eco
couple
que
on the
perdimos,
USP,
amigo.
and Liquid just busts down the door. 9Z, how you going to let that slip?
I feel like Liquid don't win rounds like that anymore. These days.
Gracias, Mitric.
For
por el
months.
Prime, gracias, Akvik. Gracias, Bauti. Gorra para atrás, gorra para atrás. La gorra va
OC2,
para
man,
atrás.
keeping it. He's got. Listen, I think OC's pretty sick with pistols.
Dale, media compra,
Yep.
vamos.
Pretty damn sick.
What about rifles?
Not awful.
What? So they're going to say pretty sick too. Okay.
Not
anyways.
awful. I mean,
And then I was going to go, what about op?
Ya tiene P,
now
hermano,
is,
¿crees?
yeah. I just want to see him on an op more than anything. I want to see them flex.
Flex.
Give me them sick flex.
Flex.
Solo AK here for DGT, the raid boss. Couple Desert Eagles. Decent util, you know, smoke that heaven, double flash the pop, everybody run in.
Strat's called. I love that.
Teach him who's boss.
But you know what? Oh, actually, yeah, Shox is on A.
Just do it.
Yeah. Shox isn't here. You can win now.
Nitro peppered down to half health.
Now they resmoked the monster.
T's still holding their nades.
They got time. They have time.
La gorra, la gorra.
While they carve out information on long A.
Tengo delay, chicos.
Haven't gone for that 4-player stack, but the consistency in utilities.
Todos en sus casas pónganse una gorra y se la ponen para atrás y suben una historia y me
running out of time, but there are no resmokes remaining for Team Liquid.
Todos en el chat. Ya mismo se ponen una gorra para atrás.
Utility here, double flash for the monster side.
But look how ready they are. They're so ready.
Confíen. Esa va a ser la tech para ganar.
There's one. Excellent. Elish fully blinded. Nitro yet to regain vision. Glock is coming. I'm talking 3 kills for 9Z. A rotate down from Shoxin through connector. Bomb is going to arrive in time, but OC's already posted. And he should be able to stop that. Shox, he's going to go for the peak. DGT, he doesn't cover. Still the plant is there. And Shox is now into the cover. DGT 1v2. Shox, little bit of pepper damage. And Shox may not be there to begin with. But once he arrives, all good.
Y se trabó de vuelta, amigo. ¿Por qué se traba esta verga?
Incredible.
No tengo teclado, flaco. No tengo teclado, flaco. Decime cómo llego sin teclado al YouTube y lo pongo. A ver, acá. Tiene YouTube PGL. Abrimos acá. Entramos al YouTube de PGL. Listo. Ya lo conseguí.
Made it look like it was obvious that the hit was coming. Two guys,
but once he arrives,
one rifle support.
All good.
They literally need Shox.
Tout va bien.
Tout va bien.
Trop facile.
Trop facile.
Magnifique.
Incredible.
Damn, baby, those two flashbangs.
That was messy as hell, dude. If Liquid lost that round, they would get eliminated from the major. That's the kind of Liquid we saw yesterday.
Recovery.
That was bad. But they had everything. They even made it look like it was obvious that the hit was coming. They had the 2 guys monster. They had 1 rifle support on on the pillar in the site. And then they all just died. I mean, 9Z, they did what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to wait. Draw some utility out, no smokes remaining for the CT side. And then just hit monster. He had no nades to do anything else. But it wasn't supposed to work.
And it nearly did.
If not for Shox. That OC shot? Oh my god. OC, what the hell, man?
Missed that sitter. But he's right back into the AWP and already pulling back from what was Initial's bathroom presence.
Simple wouldn't have missed that shot.
Zywoo wouldn't have missed that shot.
Brokey wouldn't have missed that shot.
Searson wouldn't have missed that shot.
Shiro wouldn't have missed that shot.
But OC?
OC would have missed. OC did.
Objective truth. Elish decides to take a fight, gets his head rocked, and suddenly we got DGT with a double again. And he's trying his damnedest to kick off this B site. Rotate, scrambling downwards here. Everybody from 9Z a couple of steps behind, and Shox is going to challenge right into the crosshair of DGT. 3 kills for him already. Naf's position unknown, falls down into the water, and that is all the kills to DGT. OC hits the flick upwards. Bomb inbound.
DGT in the corner.
DGT to deny DGT his ace.
Era el ace, amigo, era el ace de
DGT. Damn. But still an excellent round from DGT. And he was that solo AK in the previous round as well. So he's off to a great start. 9-3, 168 ADR.
Yeah.
9Z back to the lead, 3-2.
DGT.
Dale que mapa CT, dale. Cada ronda TT vale doble.
You're thinking really hard what that stands for, huh?
Lo escuchó,
this guy trucks.
Sí o sí lo escuchó. Bien.
Dem grande testes.
Okay. All right.
¿Qué crees?
You used my thinking time slot. That's not fair.
I did. Yeah, thank you for holding that up.
Eh?
Meep. Move. 9Z back to the lead, huh?
The Roadrunner can also speak English, by the way.
Couple of goose eggs here on Liquid side. Nitro 0 kills, Naf 0 kills. Look at that sword soon enough. But you wouldn't think they'd do it with such measly guns. This time they don't have Shox as MP9. They don't have that skill.
They messed up again. They had a double monster, ready for the hit. DGT. Full stop.
O sea que eso ya lo viste hace tanto tiempo.
They look for the melons.
Bien.
And they both get popped. Max as well. Easy does it here. Comfortable 5 versus 2 for 9Z to just convert this into the 4th round win. T side.
Bien.
Nice and easy.
Ah, toda la ronda.
Awkward money. They're gonna buy, but
Bueno.
it's not gonna be leveraged.
Bien de vuelta, bien de vuelta. Vamos, vamos. Dale.
Off, of course.
Dale, viejo, dale.
And Nitro will pick up the rest of the nades. And the kits actually absolutely needed to do that. So we'll instantly go on to the MP9 opportunity here for 9Z to snowball
A
heavily.
ver, ¿quién se subió una foto con gorra?
Rock down a slope if they win this round.
A ver quién subió fotito con
Heavy
gorra.
stack to the B side early, but just DGT going over there on his own.
Acá tengo un par. Un montón de gente se puso la gorra, son unos pelotudos. Uno tiene una gorra violeta.
Boost afforded to Liquid.
Man,
DGT's looking for this, but oh my god.
Linda de GTA, el choto, amigo, lo amasó.
he's on one right now. He can't really be stopped.
He reads into
Patri
that
Space también
boost.
subió una foto con gorra.
And it looks like it kind of caught him off guard because it was like a really nice angle
Un
from
pibe
that.
que
The more
conozco.
passive one, used the brick wall to block off connector peak.
El Patri.
That's the leverage right there for 9Z. They're grouping up again. We've seen dead moments in the mid-round versus Liquid. Liquid have seen this NB in this exact same scenario previously.
Todo cemento.
Holding on a short water's a nice response. Their double up on monsters haven't been working. And they think they might be ahead of this execute. Now they could still catch the late player as the smokes come in. The site's going to be taken over. It's actually not the worst case situation, but they kind of want someone at least around in heaven to keep tabs on who's where.
DGT just throws an entire tool belt of utility and then just locks in deep monster. So OC, he's waiting and he's waiting, but all the while he waits, it's just the B site taken from 9Z. So OC finally decides to peel those eyes off of that short tunnel, and good thing he does, because he gets the better of Rocks. And with Shocks finding Lucan, it is man advantage here for Liquid, not to mention DGT still so close to death at the depths of Monster.
I think they know he's there too, because OC didn't leave the post.
Yeah, all those grenades were thrown and they never saw the cross. Elige looking for players within this site, but it is a really good job of 9Z to just press up closely. DGT will be found out. Now these players know that their flank is compromised. Max is deep on Graffiti. Nice second headshot into Nitro, and he finds himself into the 1v1. Elige comes off a bomb, and Max, oh, he's done it. A 1 versus 3
¡Qué rondón, la puta madre! ¡Qué rondón, la concha de la madre, viejo! ¡Qué rondón, boludo! ¡Qué rondón, viejo!
Clipped him, running up to the side.
Dale, que nuestro pick, vamos, viejo, dale. ¡Qué rondón, amigo!
And he's dead in this. Getting things into place for the retake. Looked
¿Cómo
great.
carrea Uruguay, amigo? ¿Cómo carrea Uruguay?
Off the side of the maps, they kept tabs on one guy outside Monster, but no one in the site, no one to put any pressure on as they were coming in. Allowed 9Z to get way too comfortable, especially pushing in towards CT spawn.
Otra vez con Aupe el chino y amigos el Auper del equipo. ¿Qué querés, lo que saque M4,
and his individual skill to win the 1v3, but that's also the space that was created when they saw the site was empty to begin with. And somehow an op can still be afforded, actually. Oh, no, Elige saved it from the last round.
Yes, sir.
And he's the one with armor, and it looks like he also has a mid-spawn, so I don't know if he's taking the stairs or
No.
taking the actual mid-peak, but he's going to do something aggressive with this. So it looks like he's going stairs.
He's got Shocks glued to him.
Que no nos metan otra eco, boludo, me pongo a llorar.
Oh, he lands the shot. Rock's alive. Wallbang damage makes the exit a little awkward.
Damn, he actually would have gone for a reswing if not for that damage.
Nicely done there from DGT. Just pressure him, scare him.
That op shot looked pretty convincing. Excited to see the Elige hybrid this round.
Bien, qué animal, amigo, por favor.
But you can dink DGT, it doesn't mean that much.
¿Qué le pasa a este pibe, amigo?
That monster route so wide open. Smoke into heaven, flashbangs just in case, but there is nobody here to stop it.
Rinse and repeat.
And now we're talking 6 terrorist round wins for 9Z.
Yeah.
8 rounds deep.
Yep.
At the very least, Oppo can move forward from Elige, so yeah, sure. I mean, he landed his shot. That could have been the 5v4.
Bien. Vamos.
But it wasn't enough to kill Rocks.
¿Con quién jugás vos, la concha?
PGT scared him away before the repick could come through.
The what?
The re-peek or re-pick. Or the like I said. Okay, did I not speak clearly?
¿Qué dice el caster?
Yeah, I didn't understand what you meant. How do you say re-peek in French?
I don't know. And see, here's my shortcoming. People always ask, could you cast in French? No, because I feel like peak. I would just start using all the English Counter-Strike words with a French accent. It's a re-peek. Hey man, il fait un re-peek. Faites attention, il va faire un re-peek.
Tira un francés en el medio, aguantar.
Oh, that means I can speak French too.
Yeah, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it.
Re-peek.
You gotta roll your R's, and we know you can. No, that's stop. Stop that. Smoke.
That's, you know, that was the Brazilian storm.
Okay, yeah.
That we've been hearing about.
Yeah, we're waiting. Latin America's still on the map. 4-round lead over Liquid. What you got to offer, Shocks? He's currently the most successful player on Liquid here on Overpass. And he just gets through that smoke, uses it as an exit strategy, and tucks into the bathrooms. 9Z haven't showed us much love for this A site, in fact.
Yeah, it's been good though, right? Because I got that, even through the thickest B setups, they won. So Liquid kind of have no choice but to either like double down on it, find a new way to win. But when they went for short, 9Z still won. So this is just a gaping wound in the mind of Liquid, where they have to overcompensate for B, but they also have to think about A all the time. And we'll see if Liquid, or if 9Z finally pick the right opportunity to attack the A side as well. Because you know they're only doing it because they're supposed to. Very important for Liquid's confidence to win this. Otherwise, both sides of the map just fully compromised. And the op is here.
Nicely done from Shocks.
Bien.
Finds his
Oh,
impact.
the op goes down.
2 quick kills. Naf swings wide, able to get beyond the dumpster, into the truck with David in his crosshairs, and a little bit more damage too. That's Max walking wounded. Lucan holding flank. And Nitro, if he's not fast about this swing, should be a dead man walking.
Guarda, pelado. Te quedaste pelado a los 22, feliz.
And I don't think he likes his chances the way he's looking at this. He wants to get out of here. And with that, a 5-round advantage for 9Z. They've hit this B site. They've rocked the A site. They've got this T side under wraps so far.
Yeah, now it's just whatever's easier. That was a solid A hit. They've done B over and over again. Bro, where's OC at, man? He's gone missing. Those were missing a couple of key shots. The other day we had some trouble on Inferno as well, finding some op impact. Doing more with the rifle, I feel like, so far in the challenger stage. That's not what I expected to see.
I think the majority of his kills so far on this map are from the USP.
Acredita, caralho.
Got a 2K
on
USP,
the
man.
pistol, or?
No, that force buy they won.
5 kills, so you need 3.
Well, I'm not very good at math.
Nah, 21 no tiene. Tiene como 24, ¿no? Por ahí.
You're right.
Hay varios players que
Nitro 100% does.
Pero, boludo, hay un montón de players que no sé si es por el counter que te tiene tan tenso toda la vida que se quedan pelados muy rápido, boludo.
Brazilian Storm.
Fact.
Boludo, Cypex, ¿viste lo que es Cypex? Tiene 25 años, amigo.
Vocal.
Boludo, Cypex parece de 35, fuera de joda, amigo.
Yeah, man.
Tiene hasta cara de viejo, no de mala onda, pero tiene cara de viejo, boludo, fuerte.
Vitality on. That was a big win.
Está todo arrugado. Sí, yo también me quedé pelado, chicos, ya sé. Gracias por recordarme. Pero yo no soy player de counter, yo estoy menos.
Yeah, map. They've got some massive performances on. I think it's the one that really made their team who they are. So very comfortable and looking like it.
Dale que están enforzados.
We'll say not the best form from Liquid, especially considering like when they're in position, they have stacked the right side, they know what's coming. It's just that they still lose. That's where it's a little worrying. Like right there, the rifle op setup, Shocks getting a single kill, the op going down 1 bulleted to an AK. That's not acceptable. It's not going to work out in the long run. And that's not a problem with the setup. so much as the individuals.
OC and Shox looking to tether nicely, but honestly, Shox, he's about to get hit from the back. Frags go past him. Nice push here.
This
Shox
guy
will finish off Lucan.
Tranca.
And honestly, it's no guarantee that Shox goes down without another, because he just took Max down to 15 health. Suddenly, Max wants to run for the hills. Oh, and the nade from Elige through the window. Woo. It comes off of short B. Like a homing missile, a bunker buster. Connector still being held onto here from Shox. DGT wants to get into the fight, and Shox has done a world of damage.
He did. He killed everybody. I mean, he dinked 2 people and got 2 kills. With the MP9 again, man, he's got so many kills with the MP9. Another half buy, low buy that Liquid win. Are you kidding me?
But if OC can't land this shot, if they get past OC, then the A site's compromised.
Okay, here it is, OC.
Gonna play it nice and quiet. That USP, baby. Taps it to the head of David.
Now you're right.
Holds and waits. And the flashbang's not a problem as OC locks this in. I'm simply a fortune teller.
4 kills out of 7 at least with the USP. And Shox, all 10 have been MP9, I think.
Yeah, sure. I don't care if I'm lying through my teeth. All 10.
All 10 probably. No,
Liquid,
Shox
man.
at least 6, I think.
Majority of these rounds by way of, I don't even want to call that a force buy, dude.
He had the MP9 round, got 2 kills. Then the next round, from the money, bought the MP9 again and got 2 kills.
2, 4.
That's 9.
Yeah.
Then he did this.
He got 6.
Like almost 36 kills with that one gun.
Shox has 15 kills with the MP9 this map. That's more foreshadowing.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Can they keep it rolling? Listen, you know, Liquid, they're hanging on. You win a couple rounds like that, maybe you bounce back into this half, but any warning to 9Z, I'd say don't let that happen again. 2 maximum quota.
The OC Shox tether will be tested once again as the pincer on the A site starts to come in. Bomb is still left back, so they have the option to pivot. With stairs control, they have a fast rotation, and no CTs have taken over short water as well. So in terms of time, 9Z are winning this position just slightly, but comes down to the op. The pressure is mounting on OC to deliver on an op shot. I'm going to put it that simple.
Shox tiene toda la info. Sí, tiene toda la info, amigo.
Shox patience, man. Gets covered perfectly. Finds the one in the back. And almost just guns down everybody.
Oh, it's actually the flash from Max that catches Lucan somehow. I think it dropped out of his hand.
Oh, awkward, dude. 15 seconds to try and recover. Just call this one quits. Shox like a statue, cemented inside of that bathroom's. Off of the OC coverage, goes for his play, guns down 2, and wins this one for Liquid. That's 2 consecutive victories and a 3-round lead now, all that separates Liquid and 9Z.
Yeah, that's much more solid for sure. It literally comes down to one op shot. For most, you know, sometimes all you have to do, so they do a good job there. And I really wonder if 9Z, because they don't have to, if they want to go back to Monster Hit. Because they absolutely have the capability, they have the comfort. They got DGT.
He gets through the smoke again. DGT, it's been a little lapse here in that big impact. This could be another one, but nope. Elige will find the better of him. Yeah. Elige slowly climbing the scoreboard as well, looking to be Shox's right-hand man. And if you're killing DGT, then you're taking a big piece out of 9Z's puzzle.
Yeah, that's weight off the shoulders. DGT dead.
Shox just omnipresent in connector. Every round it feels like. And even when he's not, they're still cautious about it. You know, he's got an impression left. And OC.
Okay.
Now there we go, right? You said it last round, it hinges on that op shot.
Yeah. Simple also hits that.
Yes. Zylo hits that.
Broky hits that.
El timing también, boludo. Justo se subía Maxujas.
Shox. Ooh, puts his head on a silver platter. David's still wounded, but it's at least something from 9Z, a kill. And yet still more work to be done. OC, nice. Just tracks David as he tries to get around that further corner. Lucan could be the next target for OC if he decides to run this risk of a long peek.
I can't even get back to this bomb. It's too far away, man. It's too far away, yeah.
No need for OC to go anything further than what he's done. He's won the round with that kill, dropping bomb, cutting it off from any attempted entry. And sure enough, 5 rounds now to the way of Liquid means that lead is disappearing.
Yeah, they're starting to find their balance a little bit. It's a little bit sketchy there.
Been a little while since 9Z have gone back to the B site, right? DGT on his own this time gets found out by a Liege. Yeah. They started this half with B site success.
Yes, they did. Now that for that reason, they might feel like it's predictable, so they don't want to fall into that trap. And they did win a really good round on A2, so I think it's fine. There's still actually 3 rounds left. There's another buy coming in right away. There's always the opportunity to put that on. And I think if they had potentially won with that A attack, then, man, them potentially going B next round would have been even more scary for Liquid. So, but now, one thing is I do feel like there's, Shox is, it feels way more, comfortable by himself, but haven't seen the tether setup work out that well. We saw one situation where an accidental team flash allowed Shox to get the multi-frag, but if not for that, it would have gone a 1-for-1. That's not like an amazing hold on the A side or anything. So not too many successful moments where he's played inside of the bathrooms with OC as the op. That's one thing. Inside of stairs, he's been indomitable.
Really being left to his own devices this round.
We've seen him do this before. Once where he held this position too long. Now versus this one fight. Oh, he comes back into the spot. It's actually a nice fight, but David gets a bullet through the sign into his head.
Through the post. He'll walk away with 10 health, David, so little bit of luck. Wallbang attempt from DGT's solo B play.
So you can see this is a round that Liquid were expecting it to be B. They left Shox up there. He was ready to full flank. You got to appreciate that 9Z, like you mentioned. Most of their rounds, they won over on B site, but they're still willing to continuously test A.
Woo! Tucked behind truck, man. Good piece of cover from Naf, but Rock finds the headshot. That's 2 players still low from 9Z, but at least that front side of the site there's for the taking. And utility to keep anybody at bay. Liege wants to get testy. OC will round the flames. Oh, just missed what could have been that shoulder peek, dude. Feels like OC feels surrounded, feels swarmed, and with 5 players still up from 9Z, understandable. 3 of them leaning over on long, and Lucan, immediate headshot into a Liege as he rounds that dumpster. Second counter-terrorist, gonna get past. OC landing the op shot, but then is caught by Max, and that's just the numbers game. You kill a guy off default, you get your first kill long, you don't anticipate a second player so close, and DGT is still at B.
Here he is lurking. Okay, he'll go down. Yeah, they had a lot of things in place. Comes down to that first kill, they took the risk with Shox up in that spot. Doesn't always work. If it was a B-side hit, he would have been a nice fast flank. That situation doesn't pay off. And it's also a situation where, so far, it's a great half from 9Z, even though Liquid have mounted a small comeback overall. This many T rounds, impressive stuff.
I respect the insistence to get onto that A site. I called it myself, dude. I was thinking, oh, go back B. Nope. 9Z. Keep him split. Curious to see if Shox is going to go back to a more tethered setup, but he's not even here, man. Instead, it's just OC using that op with early vision.
They're waiting for it. They really want it to be B. They're finally going to, I think, get the round they're looking for, but doesn't mean they'll win.
We've seen 9Z get through this part of the setup with less.
Looks like 9Z will wait out everything. And they've got one guy throwing nades over on the A site to draw out utility. Make it look like this default is occurring once again. They would love to get a kill before the exact, but I don't think they care too much. Another smoke comes down. It's a full kit. It's a risky game, actually, that 9Z are playing because this is a fully stocked Liquid. And I think they should have been able to see that within the money.
Oh, sacó mucha info.
And now Liquid are going to find out for sure that it's not the A site. As soon as Shox doesn't see anybody lining up CT grenades outside bathrooms.
There is one there, dude. There's
ruido,
about to be a fight. David peeks in.
Se lo estaba esperando,
se lo estaba
esperando.
It's a bit of a warning sign, but still
enough utility
to just keep them off.
For 9Z to do that.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you just can't justify it.
Yeah, that was very risky. 9Z they tried to do that in earlier rounds, but the nades were a lot lower for Liquid, so they could just wait them out. But that's not something that should work versus a good team. And Liquid got the signs. They got the map control back. They slowly worked on it.
That's got to feel so disappointing if you're 9Z. You never get to pull the trigger.
Look at all the nades they're holding on to.
They're just waiting.
Use it. Oh, I just want to throw these somewhere.
What are you going to spend all that money on next round?
Yeah,
Actually,
well,
there's not much money.
Yeah, and definitely a gun and some nades.
One man re-equipped, and 1 round still to go here. Close halves been the name of the game this series.
Looking
for a second 8-7. Both teams putting up solid T-sides on their map picks.
They shouldn't be so scared of losing people defaulting towards A before they end B. I mean,
ooh, damn.
Wow.
Deadly nade damage. Another frag goes deep. Max down to 29. Then the wall bangs start coming through, so caution for 9Z on the short setup. Max goes back around towards Monster. Ooh. Not far off the mark, but Nitro stays safe, tucked in.
That's a thick-ass wall.
And comfortable. Got them bamboo sheets. OC about to be tested on long. Shox walking up. Maybe being out of cover here. Oh, there's no coverage. Shox still able to get the better of David. And then OC will come back from the bathroom's peak with the second kill for Liquid on long. He doesn't waste any time either. Just immediately falling away, drops the smoke and goes silent.
Yeah, worried about getting hunted, but he's done what he needs to do to safely escape.
And he gets all the way back by the looks of things. Rock's trying to follow. Currently CT split 2-2. DGT still inside of short water, man. He's been here since the start of the round, it seems. And yet he's seen nothing. Rock's blocked off by utility. We can't just let this round fizzle out like it did in the previous because it's the final of the half. And by losing Lucan up at the top of mid, Rox comes out. Bomb has been dropped. There's still enough time to recover, but Elige has other ideas. As it is 7 CT victories for Liquid. 9Z's lead at the end of T-side still stands, but by a measly single round.
Yeah, pretty decent overall. You know, they won some rounds that were really hard to win. They weren't supposed to. Difficult execs. They had some solid defaults. A couple of rounds were it's a little bit too predictable.
Yeah.
Not much there.
Started to get really slow towards the end.
Yes, excruciatingly so. And yeah, looking pretty comfortable. Great moments from Shox, especially early on, to secure them any rounds at all. This could have been a much worse half.
Agreed.
So I think the 7-8 is really accurate for once. You know, it represents exactly how much of a battle this was between these two rosters. And I think it's fair to say 9Z played slightly better.
Well, we'll see if they can just lock in this victory on their map pick. Does not feel like a shoe-in. A hard-fought battle. With everything on the line here, elimination starts to creep into the back of your head. One half that could make a difference for your career, for your life, for your dreams. And David dead, down on the long fight. That's a man advantage for Liquid in the second pistol, and Naf waits for nobody. Crawls and tumbles his way through Monster.
He's moving in. He's going to clear out headshot in a second.
Very open B site. 9Z, they want that retake, but they're already a man down. Luckily for them, DGT gets the better of a Legion connector, and that opens a route.
Oh, reverse boost into heaven.
Very cool.
This is money, actually. There's nobody up here. Shox can turn into a flank, and they planted for him up here. It looks like open. No, did they?
Yeah, it looks like left side of pillar.
That's an insurance policy.
Nav's gonna have to serve up a distraction. Shox just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Now they know about him.
God.
They know. As Lucan tucks into the cover, he needs the reload. Shox goes in, and now that post plant just seems... Oh, but he comes back and gets popped by Rock, who's now on top of Bomb, but OC chases it down, and Liquid, that lead has evaporated 8-all.
But hey, nice shot, Rox.
Very cool.
That was cool.
You know, better than Rox's shot was Shox's play. Jumps right up there. Also, Naf serving a distraction too, just really kind of locks it in. And poor Lucan, right, goes for the reload. Never, you're not in heaven. If you're in heaven, you feel like reloading's the safest thing you can do.
Right, that's yours.
If anybody gets to reload, it's the guy in heaven.
Yeah, once I open those heaven gates, I'm reloading all the time.
9Z gonna have to take this one on the chin. USPs only. They're gonna have to channel their inner OC.
You know how much I like this angle. Let's just put 4 guys in it.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, excuse me. I got all excited, man. Counter-Strike.
Why'd you say fuck, man?
I didn't. Mac 10, making money. Shock's gonna pull them into a liege. He's gonna pad those stats. And Liquid just looking to win this one without a single casualty. So far, so good. 9-8. T-side starts off well, but the real test begins here with 9Z getting onto the weaponry.
Yes. And the
sí, amigo, estamos UCP, ¿cómo no vamos a stackear, flaco?
Will offer you, in exchange for waiting all half, silenced M4s. Nothing feels better
than an A1S.
I want a silenced M4 for Christmas.
No, esta es la que no hay que perder.
I don't think we can buy those.
I have no training.
Yeah. But I have a lot of money.
And heart.
And I promise to do what's right. Naf promises to apply a bit of pressure to the B site. Shox inside a connector will die. Looks like Max will be his counterpart this half. Max sliding wide into OC, takes half of his health down. Dude, OC now at the helm of this scoreboard, 16-7.
Don't praise him, dude. He missed twice in the first half.
Well, we'll forget about it. If he keeps the dream alive. You know, Astralis was 0-2 in Stockholm and still came back 3-2. Moved into the legend stage of the event.
Who else is 0-2?
Who?
Cloud9.
Oh, no.
E-League Boston 2018. Feels like yesterday.
Lucan. They're getting closer. His time to shine. First one's easy. And then he just dives back. He's going to give them space here. Sight entirely taken. DGT doesn't see that Naf just jumps into the corner with that Mac 10. And because Naf plays it so fast, I don't think Lucan would have been able to really raise the red flag on the play. Oh, but Rox gets the headshot. Through the smoke, down goes Naf. They've at least dealt with that close one.
Yeah, 2 good guns here, but OC is very low on default. He'll have to hit this instantaneous headshot. Sliver angle between the Dice and Optimus. 2 CTs on his left, can't even see him.
Nitro comes back from bathrooms. There's OC's first in this 2v3. Now the counter-terrorists continue to crawl towards him, and Nitro just looks to lock in what's left of this very minimal bomb timer. Rox is going to jump on it, but he has 3 health, and so a single shot will do the trick. Nitro closes on the A site.
On the gas pedal. Let's go. They pulled it off. Nicely done on the 2v3. And, yeah, OC picked this fight really well. Top of the scoreboard, did you know?
I did.
So it shows.
Don't sing his praise.
It shows. I agree. I wish I could talk like that.
Yeah, man, you can't even speak French.
Arrête. Okay, get off my back.
Can't even roll your R's. Three-man boost. Oh. Shock so ready.
Man, they did it so smoothly,
yeah,
too.
I was like waiting for them to fumble it, and then it would be predicted, and then we'd sit here and, you know, we'd cancel them.
Oh.
But man, oh man, Shock's instantaneous. And then the utility that follows suit. And real deep is Nitro. He's going to give you no wiggle room, no chance, no nothing. Zilch.
Cadian promised that Liquid would qualify.
Cadian?
Yeah, he said they will.
Taking one for NA, huh?
Yeah, what a madman. It's a grind. You go, you know, 0-2. Oof, it's a grind.
It is.
Three BO3s. Three best of threes.
Yeah, but you know, wouldn't be the first team in major history to pull it off.
Yeah.
And also BO3.
That's true. You do. You don't even make history. What's the point?
Don't even make history. It's actually not that big of a deal.
It's just barely cool. Oh, that's ruthless. 9Z on death's doorstep, man. 3-round difference. Liquid are playing well. They survived a couple of awkward rounds.
Crunch.
Let Liquid slowly crawl back into this game, and Liquid's just, they look more resilient today. They look like they have more resolve. So it'll be a tough beast. I mean, their CT side wasn't perfect, but now we're switched over. That doesn't matter anymore. Max moving in for the kill. Very aggressive in the middle, calling out all this space. How far will he go and how fast? Oh, very fast. Wow.
Now, how did Liquid react to that? Did they just try to...
Yeah, it happens early, but...
Hyper-aggression? Yeah, they're just going to try to pummel their way through this line, and David's here to trade it. Lucan back through connector, Nap over top of the fire. Felt like Liquid just, they needed to go. That's what they thought. And OC still with a chance in the 1v3. Kills TGT inside of the bomb site, has separated these 1v1s for the time being, but an eventuality...
Oh, a shot's missed.
In Max's arrival. Good thing for Lucan, he's able to stay alive for now, and OC sees a chance to reroute his way through that A site, peek in from Max to end his hopes, and Liquid stall at 11.
That was huge for Max because he got the kill on Shocks, it was calmed, and he ran all the way back to site instead of going through stairs, potentially, which was another solid option for him. So no surprise to see OC running knife out, just in case that was, in fact, what happened. And if it was, then he'd still have a chance to lose, right? Still 2v1, but at least he gives himself a chance. So tac pause called from Team Liquid. I think they got cut off. A solid info gathering play from Max that pays off super quickly, and if he didn't push through on that timing, he wouldn't have even caught Shocks right away. But it might have been even worse for Liquid, right? If you just walk that flank. I mean, if you get that kill very early, still an extremely winning position. But if you had just stalked his opponents running away, they would have never seen it coming on that timing, and Liquid might not have been able to get into the site at all. I think there was incentive there for Liquid to go back and span the map once again. And Liquid are not lazy. They do that, and very often. But in that situation, they had already started expelling grenades and didn't feel like there was any good reason to go back when they could still win 4v5 on a B exec that was already taking place.
A couple of players down in connector here. Max in front of it. Shocks looking to work around the smoke. Oh, Max. He dives behind the stairs, gets a second in a leash. Damn. And connector belongs to 9Z. Oh, he drew Shocks into that one. Flashbang looked good, but Max looks better. 3 kills as now Lucan looks to just turn the attention with the off into Liquid's slow walk through party. It is over for them in this one.
That's crushing. Max putting his team on his back right now. So we saw in the most clutch moments, Max was the guy who stood above the rest. On Dust 2 in their qualifying game to get to the major, to qualify the qualifying stage. He was the guy. I mean, he was the guy in overtime. He was the guy in the final rounds of regulation who didn't seem to be affected by any pressure. You know, the former right hand of Try. A real leader on this team.
We'll see what you got left in you. No bomb. Just wants to hang on, and DGT's got other ideas. See you later, sucker. Smoke.
Vamos, ronda clean, dale, hagamos economía, vamos. ¿Tienen que hacer media compra o van a forzar?
Big advantage.
No, van a forzar,
Easy lock-in. 10 rounds for 9Z. We're in the back third of this one.
They actually approached stairs correctly. They had that long kind of, they threw the hard flash off the wall to make it so it was really hard to figure out when to turn from. Max dealt with that, tucked into the stairs. Shox just had a really bad spray. Had a chance though to get that frag, but then Max turns into 2 frags right after, so he doesn't need any help right now.
Making plays, right? You know, I feel like I would have understood if 9Z kind of just turtled up a little bit and kind of just lost out to Liquid, but these proactive moments in the last 2 rounds of the CT side, it's comfort that I see. And with comfort comes confidence, and with confidence comes kills. Rounds right behind them. Looking to tie this up at 11. And I felt like that's exactly what happened on Ancient. It was 9Z to just kind of suddenly look stunned. Eyes glazed over. Liquid take the map. But Liquid have seen nothing. 9Z.
Just making sure Max isn't right up their tail.
Yeah.
Getting ready that flank. And hey, man, look at the B side. It's quite vulnerable. They'll walk it towards short. The rotations are slow. I think it's a timing where, you know, 9Z do want to reinforce now. Short is pretty open. The setup isn't much without support back in CT, so lots of pressure here on David.
They're not coming down just yet. David with the gun out. Good. Ooh, bad flash, in fact, from Naf.
Bien.
Hold looking solid. Rox able to use that USP to deny Naf any further footing, and Nitro 5 health means he shouldn't be able to do too much, but apparently doesn't get the memo. Rox DGT.
Oh, he should go die. Wait, whoa. Is there a gun for him to get?
I don't think so, but he's going to die right here.
Okay.
And that one's that. 11 all, folks.
Yeah, just a max. It's not going to do you much.
Little pistol need a
Get rid of it. It's good to die when you are on T side with just a Tech 9 in your hand.
Get it out of the way. Like a Band-Aid, you know? Pull it off quick.
Yes, rip it off.
52, 51, 50.
Dream is alive.
Vamos, viejo, vamos.
Team looks confident and competent on this half. Still lots of work to do, and as the flashbang pops, the CT setup shrinks. Max has been left on his own.
Yeah. Let him work. Max is the man to watch. All the information. He's the only player pushed in every single round. I like that they're not putting too much emphasis on Lucan, letting him play back. Could have died in that position, actually, with the way he took that duel. But OC let him live. They're just constantly trying to set up Max in all these different engagements. And his Liquid wait outside of the B sites, you know? So I think while they search out the rest of bathrooms, they're just remembering that they haven't touched stairs yet. This might be worrying for Max.
They're just avoiding him, man, like the plague.
Well, I think it's that they're coming for him late, you know, and that's the worrying part for him, because now they see that they've cleared out all his support positions. Well, what happens here with Max? But the bomb is going back, actually, around through spawn.
OC's still nervous about it. Maybe these B players come down connector, or do they just completely dodge him?
It's actually not that bad, but look, Max can actually hear now that they're running over top of him. You can see their CT rotations out of B, and he walks back into this. They're playing blind. Max gets punished, and we've already got Nitro taking a lead to hit the A site. Smoke comes down in CT. They're going to jump in and try to defend.
Lucan, top spot.
Oh, what a shot!
Wow, he snaps that into Nitro. And OC's looking for the counter pick, but it's actually David that goes into the scope. There's still a player close, but blinded by Naf as he burns Lucan, and the flank is also stopped. That is Liquid with perfection.
Damn, what an attack. That was beautiful. I mean, even though Lucan's shot was something to behold, perfect. That refrag from OC was just as nice. On the outside of truck, that was so fast. It was like basically a shoulder that he took out, and all the nades landed in the perfect spots with the flashbangs to follow. The spacing was tremendous. Everything looked good. And that's where an exec shows you, even an overstack site, you know, that you're going to get punished for trying to not retake in a position where you weren't in position early enough.
Max goes back. Elige comes to the left of the smoke, and that is the
that again.
End of Max. Figured out early. Man advantage here for Liquid. Chance to pull ahead on this T side. Chance to bottom out the CT economy and just roll through what's left of 9Z's major life.
Yeah, Liquid are playing smart, man. We saw this at the end of Ancient. They started to recognize where 9Z aren't doing things after they find a bit of space. Max was finding that space. Now they're punishing Max in his plays. Is there anything more than Max for 9Z in terms of getting information? And here's one look from 9Z. To try to bring back this 4v5.
Could be something.
We almost never see a kill coming from this boost. You do get information, but it's risky because the stairs door could open. There's no one in stairs to protect them.
Yeah, they give it up. DGT instead looks to move forward here. He is very much alone, and there are 2 players here. OC starts to leave. Naf's shoulder's been spotted, but Naf, he swings out just wide enough to dodge that damage. And that is such an invitation to this B site. Rox decides to peek, gets himself 1 kill and a ton of damage versus Elige, but now that is the activation from Liquid. They come sprinting in, and Lucan, with David by his side, have to somehow hold them back. And as the bomb jumps into the site, OC's gonna give great coverage. That was an invitation to David, but he has now left Lucan on his own. Lands the shot, the flick up into Nitro, but the sidearm's not enough, and that's Liquid puncturing into the B site. Everybody surviving with just a little bit of HP.
Yeah, but it was just desperate move after desperate move. You know,
absolutely.
DGT comes into, you know, not a winning fight for him, but he knows that it's still 4v5. It's a worthwhile risk. If he gets that duel, wins it versus Nafly, he knows where he is in the fence, then at least it's going to be hard for Liquid. They have to win back outside Monster to set up. They might have to go to the other side of the map. So that was a worthwhile position. But then Rock swings on Monster. Then David runs into the site. Then they have everybody coming in for individual engagements. And that's where I think Liquid they're going to feel good when they see 9Z participating in engagements like that.
Ooh, but Nitro gonna offer them something here. Shox looks to take the place. And that is 2 kills right back from
Liquid. Están a 10 de vida, 2 chabones,
hey,
boludo.
Nafly and Shox have 13 HP combined.
Oh, but Elige gives great cover. That's his 19th and 20th frag, trying to be right up there with Shox and OC. And that 3-man cohort for Liquid right now is enough to pull ahead 14-11. 9Z. A painful reality starts to sink in.
Very much, and I hate to bring up something positive about Liquid right now because 9Z are on, you know, potentially their exit from the tournament in this 2-0, if it's going to happen. But Liquid are playing very well right now. They've identified how well Max was doing. They saw that beyond the support that he's gotten in the way of utility in getting him into spots, outside of that, there hasn't been anybody alongside of him. They've decided not to fight him right away in some of these spots or punish his overtly aggressive moves like we saw Elige do with that deep smoke in mid. And then when they see that nobody is around, they eventually get to him. And now without Max being able to be comfortable doing those plays and with nobody else and no dynamic setup around him with other players involved, it feels like 9Z are running out of ideas to bring this game back. They still need 5 whole CT rounds. There's so much money here for Team Liquid. And it is admirable and impressive that Max can get so much efficacy out of these motions that he's going through. But at the same time, again, Liquid, they're playing very cerebral right now. They're respecting Max, but they're also countering him and calculating and figuring out exactly what he's doing and how to get around it.
Gonna have to try and shake things up. 9Z off of the tack pause. Their major hopes on their map pick, still alive. Confidence has been dented. Elige at the front of the pack here for a quick long control out of Liquid. It seems like they are confident in what they want. Their mission, move forward.
Oh man, 9Z have no idea. And these nades are going to dampen the sound as well as they start to run up even deeper towards long. And they are set up turtled inside of the bathroom, so they won't be spotted as this cross comes to the site, but they are not going to be fully aware that long has been overtaken just yet.
Now it's just 2 players, 2 CTs boxed into this position, and the rotator comes up unsuspectingly, dies to DGT. Elige, he keeps it so clean. from long A, that sprint, he knew what he wanted out of the gate, and he took it by storm.
Damn.
DGT never sees it coming, gets deleted off of Dumpster, and then you saw that frantic situation for 9Z inside of the bathrooms. Even with them being able to put up a kill with Max, they were just boxed in.
They had no idea how bad it got. They know he must have run, but they were not in a position to hear him. It was all a ruse. Liquid punished the fact that 9Z haven't had these long setups either. You know, Luke has been basically out of the picture. In the early rounds outside bathrooms, he hasn't slowed them down from divider picks. He hasn't slowed them down from the long picks.
Right out of the gate.
Wow.
Right off of the timeout. Team Liquid, dude, out-called.
Yeah, another solid idea, execution, great calling from Liquid. What can you say? They are playing great CS right now. But hey, it seems like 9Z are still focused on what matters. That's just bringing an idea to the next round. Yes, they don't have that much to work with.
4 rounds.
But they still have to play.
4 rounds to send 9Z home from the Antwerp Major, and it is Lucan right back at bat. OC's gonna miss his shot, no chance at the immediate refrag, but he finds the player in the background instead, and that is Elige lending a helping hand, taking over the top of the board for Liquid. There is still somebody here, and that is DGT. FAMAS in hand. A first peek from Elige, and it is clean, dude. Elige does not want this 0-3 run to be with Liquid's name stamped on it. 9Z, a tough pill to swallow as they try to keep those major hopes in mind. 2 versus 4, but Shocks gives them a chance and then takes it right back.
Damn, and this will come down to Rocks. Elimination match, an absolutely heartbreaking way to go out.
You know, and these guys have had to try and survive so many different trials and tribulations. They lose Try, their star Opper, they change IGLs. Lucan's addition still gets them to the major, which is a victory in and of itself. But then they lose Zach, and ultimately here, not able to replicate the performances from the NA RMR. They are a 0-3 team in Antwerp. Liquid's hopes, that long road of running it from 0-2 to 3-2 are still alive and kicking.
Yes, and Liquid, even though they've lost and they've looked bad and they've had some struggles coming right into the major, they did look good today. They have shown some resolve. They survived their own mistakes. They survived some great rounds from their opponents, and they pulled off a clean 0-2 where they just pretty much had control. Even though it was competitive in spots overall, I think this will give them hope. And you know they're capable of it. It's whether or not they can execute on it. That's always been the issue. But overall, you know, congrats to Liquid. But this is definitely more about 9Z because they're the ones who just don't have anything to play for now.
Unfortunately, that elimination, man, it's going to hurt. We know that it's a passionate crowd supporting 9Z. They've got family in Counter-Strike. But it's not their event. You know, being here, I think, is the miracle. Let's all run back to the day they eliminate EG and Pain from the RMR. Like you said, right? I completely forgot. They ran it back. They were facing elimination.
Bueno, gente, me voy a retirar. Un beso a todos los que bancaron. Los que no me chupan la pija. Y a la mitad que no van a volver hasta que clasificamos al siguiente Major, les mando un beso. Que ya les va a tocar tener que hinchar por nosotros de vuelta. Chao, gente. Los voy a dejar con alguien.